What's up? Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. Thank you. So here I have a post from News Talk FM, and what I want to do before I jump into it is show you this. I like to talk about numbers, and here we go again. 298.5k followers. Liam Cunningham here has 510.3k followers. So that's over 800,000 people following both accounts between them. And how many likes have they gotten? Oh, 629. That's not good, is it? 89.9k views, so nearly 90,000 views, and you've only amassed 629 likes. Okay guys, what I'd like you to do is, I would like you to like this video, and let's see if we can beat that number. I'd love to beat 629. Would absolutely love it, and I'd very much so appreciate it. So let's see what we can do with relation to that. So let's jump into this post. Over 200 people. That to me is a gross overestimation from the images that I've seen, and also the eyewitnesses account on the ground. There's been multiple people that have come out and said, yeah, listen, there was maximum between 50 and 80 people at this thing. It's one of the most narrow bridges in Ireland. Nobody was honking their horn at these people, including actor, adult pretender, Liam Cunningham. This is a fella that was an electrician, and then obviously figured that to be too difficult of a job, and he had to follow his passion. His passion is acting, adult pretending. This is what I talked to you about before. Influencers, people that they think that the people like and that they feel close to. What's this fella in? That's what an awful lot of you be asking. Well, who is he? What's he had to been doing? Okay, just to let you know, he was Davos in Game of Thrones. I know you're scratching your head and you're saying, who? The subservient man that was a total beta. The one that was serving Daenerys Targaryen unquestionably. That's him. So yeah, you'll say, oh, I didn't even know he was Irish. I know, because an awful lot of the things that he does, he puts on, he affects this English accent to show, oh, hello there. People will be in the chat now to be like, sounds like Sean Connery, get right out of that. And then he also played a subservient character in The Master of the Universe, a character that had been a great character in the past in Man at Arms, and he portrayed a subservient beta male in that also. That was also subservient to a woman. Seems like there's a pattern emerging there. Anyway, I can't figure out what the pattern is. Can you? So that's the type of roles that this guy is picking up, and the types of things he's putting out there, and also a very big supporter of people before profit. Seems like a common trend there. Anyway, local residents and politicians, yeah, like they're in use, took part in the Northside Welcomes Refugees rally in Fairview this evening. Now, those politicians probably had their whole entire families out there and still only amassed, 50 to 80 people. Absolutely hilarious. It was organised in response to recent, I'm just going to stop you there, pro-border control, pro-law and order, pro-security demonstrations in Eastwall and Ballymun. Let's go for one more. Pro-Irish. How about that? Pro-Irish demonstration. Now, before we jump into the video, which I think you'll get a bit of a laugh at anyway, let's have a look at what Liam was up to not too long ago. This comes from 17th of October 2021, and he says, got into a cab over the weekend with an unmasked, un-Voldemort driver who said, it's my choice, it's none of your effing business, when asked why no Voldemort. The same people that would be asking you and have harassed you now for nearly 3 years about why you don't want to wear the mask and why you don't want to take one of these Voldemorts are all very quiet and don't want you asking the question of, how come there's a big case of the suddenlies over the last year? How come young people are having heart attacks? How come there's an awful lot of aggressive cancers that have just exploded out of nowhere? How come that's happened? How come blood clots that we never really talked about beforehand, particularly in the youth, have now become a common thing to accept? That's a bit weird, isn't it? These are the same people that be like, you shouldn't be asking questions. Don't be asking questions to these people. It's very rude of you to be asking if a person who has passed or has medical issues currently has taken one of these Voldemorts. Oh, well, hang on. You decided to change the rules. So I think the likes of me that decided to wait on the sidelines and say, who's telling me to take this stuff? People that have told lies in the past and are up to very sketchy things. Yeah, I'm going to take a hard pass on that one. You can do what you're going to do there, mate, and crack on. And then a lot of these people jumped into full-on tyranny, authoritarianism, and also then they gleefully did that. This is the thing. They gleefully did these type of things, and this is what you're going to see then in the follow comment here. Maybe a window sticker saying un-Voldemort driver, would help people have a choice not to be driven by a knuckle dragger. Wow. So up for segregation and discrimination in Irish society. Nice one there, Liam. That's great. Let's see if that's going to come back to haunt you now. Let's have a look at this video. This video, I have to say, it gave me a big laugh.
And the amount of countries that have welcomed the Irish people, especially places like the United States when we had a famine and gave our entire country refuge. And
that's the United States of America, isn't it? And I'm sure you'll agree with me here, Liam, that Native Americans were forced off their own lands and their lands were stolen from them. That's the same America, yeah, is it, Liam? Would you agree with me on that one, Liam? So you're talking about a place there that was invaded, which I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll talk about the Native Americans and say, "Oh, a great bunch of lads," and say how their lands were stolen. You'll say that, won't you? You would. But at the same time, when the same thing is happening here to us in our country, you'll say nothing about that. And then you talked about the famine there, Liam. Who was the famine orchestrated by? Wouldn't have been those British invaders, would it? Who brought the potato to Ireland? Walter Raleigh, wasn't it? Yeah, that's unusual. And then what happened after that then? Did the British help us out? No. Very strange there. Coffin ships as well too across to there. Yeah, alright. Well, that seems amazing because an awful lot of the people that are roaming across to this place now are actually not coming from countries that have any sort of issues whatsoever. You can actually book hotels in them, funnily enough. They're not running out of food. They've got individuals running around their countries that are doing the biggest marketing pitches that you'll probably ever see. They're going to the likes of the Forum. They're going to different places across the world. Doesn't seem to be any sort of real issue there at all. So you're comparing apples and oranges there, and you're trying to use Irish people. You see, this is what the left love to do. They want to use something that has happened and try and manipulate it in their own favour. These are the same people, by the way, that are saying, "Oh, it's not very Christian of you. Do unto others as they would do unto you." Sure, that was a teaching, yeah, for sure. But also, our Lord and Saviour chased people out of the temple that were up to no good. He also mocked, ridiculed, debated, and turned it back on people that were up to shenanigans. So again, like I said, you want to pick out things that suit you. Well, there you go. There's the whole lot there that you want to pick from. So, I think the Irish people are absolutely right, considering Liam's not worried about buying a house. He certainly isn't. People that I know, people in future generations that are worried about six-figure priced houses here in the country, particularly in Dublin. And it's going to happen in rural areas next, because that's their plan. Eamon Ryan is quoted as saying he wants 10 million people, and that most of the population will be made up of people from other countries. You've actually got scientists that are out there and experts, you know what I mean? Now, I use those terms very loosely these days. They're saying by 2050, Irish people will be a minority in their own country. Doesn't sound great, does it? Oh, it's for the diversity and inclusion. How many refugees are you housing there, Liam? How many are living with you? Oh, I'm often doing a film. I wouldn't be able to look at those people. I wouldn't be able to help them out, or I wouldn't, I wouldn't be around. That's the same old excuse, is it? Yeah? How many are you housing? Go on, tell us. All the same. I don't have the space. I don't have the time. I wouldn't trust them there on their own. Oh, so you wouldn't trust them on their own in your own house, would you not? You want them running around the country. Yeah, that worked out really well, didn't it, for Aisling Murphy? Worked out really well as well too for the two boys in Sligo. God save us.
To turn your back on people in need.
What about that taxi driver? Do you not think he was in need and he's going out and he's getting harassed by people like you? No? I think he was trying to do what he could do for his family. No? Like many other people in this country that were psychologically terrorised for the best part of 2 years, and it's still ongoing, nearly 3 years now. Psychologically terrorised with posts like that. You think that that's good, do you? See what I'm talking about? The hypocriticalness of these people is unbelievable.
Running from war.
Listen, I don't know a country that has that sort of stuff going on in it, that you can book a hotel in it. I mean, nobody was clamouring to book a hotel in Afghanistan not too long ago already. But you can book one over in the hotels in the likes of the blue and yellow flag waving country. Mad.
Running from pain, running from misery. The LGBTQ community who are terrorised in places where they come from. And to turn your back.
So go over there and sort it out then, Liam. Big man, go on over.
on them is an absolute disgrace. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror if I didn't support people like that.
So how many are you housing then, Liam? How many are actually living with you then? Any at all? Couldn't look himself in the mirror. So just so as we're straight on this one, there's no security checks. That's something that Micheál Martin has actually admitted to. He admitted to it on BBC. And we've seen the images and videos of the people that are entering the place. So when you're talking about, let's just play the game, because we'll play the game now for the moment. Let's just talk about the alphabet community. So the people that are coming into the place then, that are from countries that you're saying aren't very tolerant of these people, what do you think that they're going to do? They're not going to just become tolerant all of a sudden because you decided to call them, you're alright there, Ahmed Paddy. I'll give you a passport and say you're Irish. You know? They're not going to do that. They're not going to just decide, no, that's grand. I live what I taught and my culture and my traditions and history there and how we're taught and brought up back in the country I came from. I'll just do that there. That's absolutely not going to happen. They're going to just bring it here. Look at what happened in Sligo, for example. You know what I mean? And that's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And it's going to increasingly get worse and worse and worse. And people like this guy who's been used as a useful idiot, as a public speaker here to give a few sound bites to this alleged news station, is one of the individuals that they've now turned to because they're like, oh no, what do we do? Well, we tried going to Philly McMahon, no one cares about him, and they actually are actively disagreeing with him. So what we do? We'll go to the actor man, we'll go to the adult pretender, much as Brendan Gleeson. Big money there. What about Colin Farrell? Big money there. Cillian Murphy, big money. Barry Keoghan, no, he was in the Marvel movie, he was in a DC movie recently. I think he's going to be too much. Who else do we have? Yes, actor man from Game of Thrones and Master of the Universe. Let's go for him. So anyway, Liam, how many are living with you? Let us know. Let us know in the comments there, Liam, or maybe make some sort of public announcement and tell us that you're living with 10 of them and 10 of them are living with you. Go on. Go on. So anyway, I'm hoping to see some good follow-up journalism on this one from people visiting Liam at Liam's house from News Talk. Now, again, as I'm saying, I'm not supporting or endorsing and I'm disavowing anyone that would turn up to Liam's house. What I'm saying is that if News Talk feel that he feels so strongly about this refugee thing, guys, organise a meet up with him and have a talk with the people that he's housing, the refugees that he's housing. Be a great idea, you know. I think that'd be a great idea, and I think a lot of people would love to see that. So anyway, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and just I'm gonna ask you this on the way out. 629 likes here. Let's beat that. Let's beat that here on YouTube. Alright, make sure you like the video, share it, subscribe up above, and also hit the bell for notifications for future uploads. Check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel, and I'll talk to you later. Good luck.